Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good lunch. We have a fantastic afternoon coming up, and we're going to switch gears from branding over to selling ancillary revenue, something very important to all of our businesses. Our next keynote speaker is a web developer by trade, an engineer. She even did some teaching in the early days. I'm very pleased to introduce the head of user experience for Protel, Ms. Ecaterina Paun.
Thank you. Good afternoon. So, I will start with a letter to my love. Oh, my love, I remember kissing you gently at the Uffizi Gallery, and I love it so much. And I remember kissing you so passionately during the Chianti tour, and I love it. And I remember just doing nothing, simply being with you in the heart of Florence, and I love that too. Crazy. All the places we've been, all the things we've seen, all the feelings we've had, just crazy. Shall I try with another letter? You see the problem? Nobody talks in the letters about hotel or accommodation. We are all talking about our experiences. And actually, we have the guests in between hotels and in destination tours and activities. And we have technology that works linking the guests with hotel and with technology. What we don't have really well developed, it's the technology working with both sides. Personally, the best experience I had as a hotel guest was spending about 3 hours on a top roof of a hotel in between a late checkout and an even later flight, just doing nothing, enjoying the sun. A few meters away, a businessman was reading his email, deeply enjoying the sun. You see, one could add a few more activities to in-hotel experience. But why are we going places? We are going places for the experiences we are going to live. We are planning experiences. And we are remember the most important experiences we had in both life and travel. So we all know hotels are different. And we have single or chain or large or small or business or leisure or villa or apartments or hotels. Or we have hotels in Germany or in Italy or in Spain. And they all want more revenue, more data, and guest loyalty. In the current context of Booking.com Expedia duopoly in online travel, Airbnb adding new room inventory to the market, Alibaba stepping into this industry, Google starting to sell room, and meta search engines getting a larger and larger share, there is not too much room left to the hotel to brand and to have an online presence themselves. For years, direct distribution channel was the most desired way of increasing the revenue and the profit for hotels. But it's time to look into the revenue generated by ancillaries, and I'm referring not only to ancillaries or hotel ancillaries, but also in-destination tours and activity ancillaries as a main of revenue for hotels. And it's not only about monetizing here. It is also about learning more about your guests, and it is about offering the guests the chance of having a full experience, and that change that guest from can make a difference from a one overnight occupancy to a lifetime guest. Destinations are different because we have cities or resorts, and in destination we have sightseeing, or we have outdoors experiences, or we have shopping experience, or concert, or different. And they all want same things: more revenue, more data, and tourist loyalty. Well, let's take a short look in destination tours and activity market. It is a very large market. It is a highly fragmented market, where more than 60% of providers are very small mom and pops providers. And this market was highly discontinued from the technology. This market lacks in sophistication in marketing themselves. So the result was having in-destination tours and activity discontinued from the travel distribution online ecosystem. And we have travelers, which are also different. Because we have single families, we have leisure or business, we have active or relaxed, we have young or seniors or mature, or we have tourists from Germany, Italy, and they all want. In Marketing 101, product reliability, you learn to analyze love, longing and desire, as if we're a tool to sell a product. As far as we know, it's a simulation of brain, ventral tegmental area, and cardionucleus. Same areas are also involved in major purchasing decisions. So a lot of research is going on how to trigger them directly. The fragrance, for example, or a particular sequence of notes. Ultimate goal, of course, is to find a way of making each given person hopelessly fall in love for any given product. We didn't reach that yet, but we are getting there. We are getting there. So why ancillaries now for hotels? Well, Victor Hugo said that there is nothing stronger than ideas whose time has come. Let's look short again. In destination tours and activities, we already decided it's a highly fragmented market, dominated by very small providers. Traditionally, we had tour operators like TUI or Thomas Cook playing into. But the time between the moment the room reservation was made and the travel arrangement were made and the beginning of the stay, that's the time where traveler is daydreaming about the experiences, about the trip. This is where Expedia and Booking.com are tapping into to win this market. This is where Airbnb just launched its new product, Tripit. This is where marketplaces such as Viator, Get Your Guide, and Musement, or Trip for Real, are delivering their services. And we have also Google as a major player, but Google is learning the lesson. Google plans not only to dig into this pre-stay area. Google acquired different startups like TourBuilder or Field Trip app. And Google plays a big role in Google Local or Google Assistant, which actually plan to cover or to join the traveler to all of his journey. Here it's Google Local for Florence, information with activities, and what's possible to do. Here we have Expedia, a preview, same for Florence. Expedia already selling ancillaries after booking the room. Here we have proposals from Booking.com regarding what you can do in destination in Florence. They are not selling yet, though I had a discussion today and I understood they are testing selling ancillaries in some destinations already. This is again Booking, teaching the visitors how to book an ancillary. You see, there is nothing for sale here, and this is the second step of booking. The booking of the room was already made. Their main target was already reached. Now, they are training us, the visitor, the website visitor, how to book ancillaries. Now we'll just click the breakfast that was anyway for free, or the online changing. But tomorrow, we'll see here ancillaries for sale. Hotels. Well, a lot of people, a lot of voices talking about how hotel has to move away from a room-centric approach to a more holistic approach, to an approach on profitability. Because for way too long, they have been focused only on selling rooms and a little bit their own ancillaries. And it's a pity because they have very highly trained personnel for doing that. Tourists. Well, we embrace commodities. Lack of time, task segmentation, life segmentation, abundance of choices made us to embrace commodities and to appreciate consistency. Though we have 83% of millennials that are value personalization, we have 85% of travelers that will prefer a personalized itinerary versus a prepackaged one. And we have 10 to 20% of travelers that will never buy ancillaries in destination. Well, that's great news. That leaves us with 80 to 90% of people, of travelers, willing to buy ancillaries in destination. A small detour. Let's take a look on the airline ancillary revenue. For the last 10 years at least, they have been trained, their customers, their passenger, into buying ancillaries. If in 2007, one airline company was making 100 million US dollar a year in ancillary revenue, in 2014, same airline on average was making 624 millions. Only 7 years, almost 7 times more in revenue. Let's take a look at Wizz.com. It's a Wizz Air, it's a low-cost carrier linking Eastern Europe with Western Europe. In 2014, they reported 35% of revenue out of ancillary sales. And with an ancillary revenue per person of 33.41 US dollars, and I'm pretty sure in 2016, their ancillary from revenue is much higher. We have Michael O'Leary, Ryanair CEO, who dreamed that in 5 to 10 years from now on, Ryanair will not sell tickets anymore, and they will base their revenue on sharing the revenue generated by passenger going through airports and shopping, generating revenue by shopping and by airports fares. Can we think here of a possibility of having shared revenue for the hotels? If we can share a great experience in distribution between hotels and in-destination tourist activities, definitely we can think about sharing the revenue. Because today, from the technological point of view, the big question is, where is technology today? Is technology ready to support hotels for working with in-destination tours and activities? 95% of guests believe that a hotel will look into the new tech in order to offer personalized experiences. And let's be very clear, booking is getting more and more complex and more expensive. 2015, more than 60% of Expedia.com visitors had shopped across multiple devices. That means the user is changing into behavior. We have to be prepared. And each hotel, I'm referring here to small and medium hotels, cannot keep the pace. Data in the travel industry is exploding. In 2005, Google index was 200 terabytes for the full year. In 2015, 10 years later, Expedia processed in one day 3 times that amount of data. In 10 years later, in 2015, Expedia, one single company, processed in one day 600 terabytes of data. And shopping is getting more and more complex because of the abundance of information, that it's much easier to reach by all customers in any way. And finally, the way the user is engaging with the internet changed already. We moved from one single pull device to multiple push devices, where when I'm talking about one single pull device, I'm referring to that desktop we used to say and query the Google. And today, Google reports around 5.5 billion queries a day. But when we look on the push world, the push notification, the mobile devices, we are talking about 5 times more information, more queries, and more data a day. So, technology tomorrow. We, Protel, have a good opportunity here, as all the other players in the industry. And we think we can take a leap step forward. It's time to push both technology and business intelligence into our main business for both business to business and business to clients. And, and what can make this possible is the big data. Big data is what can allow technology to offer real-time customized experience. And I'll quote here Ingo Dignas, Protel CEO, saying that most important is the combination with big data. Collecting data about guests and inserting a recommendation engine which generates dynamic packages or personalized cross-sell offers, not only in a web booking engine, but also at any other points of sales. Later, this will be improved by machine learning techniques, which will find results from situations a human cannot think. Actually, it's time for us, the technology providers in the hotel industry, to move away from the old descriptive analytic model and to offer new products into predictive analytics, and why not tomorrow to step into prescriptive analytics and to be able to provide system to autopilot not only the rooms, not only the properties, but also to autopilot the link and the perfect match between in-destination, guest profiling, and accommodation. This is us, this is Protel. At this moment, we are able to surround guests in all stages of a trip. We have technology prepared for both hotel and for both guests that can and that is surrounding the guests from pre-reservation phase to reservation, pre-arrival, check-in, stay, check-out, and post-stay. And it's not only about giving you, the hoteliers, the possibility to monetize better by inserting or by offering new ways of making or generating revenue. It's also about helping hotels to better understand, better adjust the market strategy and better understand the guest trends, and helping you to better brand yourself and to better represent yourself on all platforms, on all stages, either on classical website or mobile presence or on social media, also pre-stay, during the stay, and after the stay. Because actually the hotels are having a great advantage in front of airlines. It's the length of stay. If planning for 2 hours, how is the average flight in Europe, can or cannot impress us too much. Planning for days, it's very important. And as somebody mentioned, I think a Google representative mentioned yesterday, this is one of our highest fear, not to mess up our trip or our holiday for the family. And we also have hotels also have trained personnel. The concierge that it's ready to assist the guests. And actually today, in more classical way, what we can offer, it's cross-sale possibilities in a mailing list. We are looking into offering a desk point of sales for ancillaries. We know this is something that's happening. How many of you are hoteliers in here? Okay, and in how many of your properties do they sell activities or tours at desk? Unofficial. And officially? Okay. Because I know at least in Austria there is a situation with the law change and they are not allowed to sell anymore. Unless a platform or official platform it. So we know travelers are coming to the desk and ask for recommendation. What's the difference? We can make it by selling also the tours and activities. We can offer the shop experience behind inserting the cross-selling during the web booking engine. We also can offer the cross-selling, the shopping experience. We can offer the captive portal. You have a captive portal. This is a good place of selling ancillaries. Or newest in-room devices. Some hotels already placed in-room devices like tablets or mobiles for guest use. This is another good place for upselling or cross-selling. What I see next? I see the in-room out there. I see an even more close relation between hotels and in-destination tours and activities. And I see new inputs, or back to black, back to a chat. This is a sample of Kayak's chatbot. You can query Kayak in different messengers, and Kayak can return you rates or flights in destination. That's already there. Or we can see here Cortana. Cortana is Microsoft assistant, yeah? Similar to Siri on iPhone. And Cortana is able to listen to your conversation, and it's even able to jump into the conversation and make room or hotel recommendation, in this case, in direct relation with Best Western, I think. And I see devices, voice control devices, like Google Home, or more known, Amazon Echo. They are devices that will be placed into your hotel rooms, and they will be able to recognize me and my account. And I will be able to interact, and I will be able to get not only personalized information about my daily schedule, but also better fitted proposals for my activities and my experiences in a location. And why not? I see motion control devices like Leap or virtual reality stepping into our rooms. Because what really makes a difference is execution. Ideas are good, but what really matters, it's keeping an open eye of different markets, on different verticals. Don't be afraid of take risk or fail. It is a market of always being aware that it's an evolving market. And about my rest of the day, I have my letter for today. Oh, my love, I'm awaiting kissing you gently tonight, but having dinner alla giusta. And you love it too. And I'm awaiting kissing you passionately on Ponte Vecchio, and you love it. And I'm awaiting just doing nothing, just being with you in Piazza della Signorina, and you love that too. Crazy. All the places we'll be, all the things we'll see, all the feelings we'll have. Just crazy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ecaterina.
We have a blog post, if I can mention that. We have a blog post on our website, protel.net. So if you would like to put questions, okay.
Can we put our love letters on the blog also?
Can we have the, okay. So actually you could put questions, reach this URL and ask questions, and I will get back to you between the next days. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please take a seat. And now I'd like to introduce our talkbackers. From Viator, the market manager for EMEA, please welcome Ms. Serena Viscovo. And from Musement, its COO, please welcome Claudio Bellinzona.
Well, thank you very much for the presentation, the keynote. Maybe I start, maybe just to give you my consideration. Well, the first consideration is something that you have mentioned in the very beginning with the love letter. Actually, thank you for the love letter. It's the fact that we're not really talking about ancillaries. I mean, we're always talking about ancillaries, but basically experiences, tours and activities are the core of the travel. So I really liked the fact that you were mentioning not only the, let's say, great opportunity for the revenues for hotel or flights or any, let's say, companies who's managing the sales of something else, but also the fact that travel experiences and this kind of products can be really useful for the loyalty of the customers and to actually increase the type of relationship with the customer themselves and increase the possibility of liaising with the customers while they are in the place, while they are in destination. So giving them a new service. And I think this is central. I mean, obviously we're talking about the other side of the business. So we're talking about what we do actually concretely day after day. So providing experiences to even hotels and flights companies, and so we're on the other side of the business. But I think that I don't want to take the cap of hotel or flight companies, airlines companies, but I think that experiences can be very central. Even for their communication. So maybe as a start, I would like to, understand a little bit better your position and your thoughts about this.
I understand where you are going. I mean, for you, tours activities are your main business. For me, working for the hotel directly, for me, I see it as ancillary. Yeah. So I was talking from my own point of view, from my hotel point of view, not my own, yeah? From the hotel point of view. Totally agree. For you, is the center of the universe?
Well,
in
actually,
your business,
yeah.
Your core business.
But for the customers,
yeah.
for the people experiencing the destinations, I think is very central too. So that was the point of view I was trying to make.
From the hotel point of view, and again, coming back to the time of stay, the length of stay. And we all know how helpful and how attentive the hotel personnel is. Yeah? And they are trained to be like that. It's in their blood. It's in the tradition of hotel. Everybody's hotel aim is to please. I think I saw this quote somewhere, and I think it's 100% true. So anyway, at the desk, not only the concierge, whoever you are stopping in a hotel, even the housekeeping, if you stop and ask a question, they will try to help. They will even try to give you the right answer. Let apart the fact that not always the housekeeping is talking your language, but they will do whatever possible. And we know, I mean, there is a lot of guests, hotel guests, are asking questions at the desk or are taking very seriously the concierge recommendation. I'm asking for a table reservation, I'm asking for a bus tour, I'm asking for where to spend my free day in case I'm having a leisure, yeah? Part travel, part leisure time. And definitely I will not go with my kid in any place unless it was very highly recommended by the concierge. So for us, it's from the hotel point of view, selling ancillaries, it's a good opportunity. Again, not only in revenue, but also in increasing this relation and getting data about guest preferences, because hotels are always looking into increasing loyalty, guest loyalty.
Yeah. I just want to mention, you said 10-20% of the experiences are booked when the customers are in destination. That's
no, I said 10 to 20% of travelers said in an interview that they are not interested into buying any ancillaries in destination. So 10 to 20 do not want to buy. Okay, that leaves us with 80 to 90,
which is good.
Which are willing to. Maybe if I was wrong, maybe in the speech, I apologize.
No, maybe I didn't understand.
The idea was 10 to 20 do not.
And what I think is a challenge for hotels, as you mentioned, is serving the customers there, like with this concierge service. But I think it's also trying to make them book before for you guys, because with the mobile, with our apps and so on, you know, mobile bookings are really picking up for us. And what do you think? Do you think it would be easier for hotels to move the ancillary revenues in destination, or also before with the technology? So pushing the bookings, like making the bookings happening at the same time for both the hotels and the ancillary, maybe.
Let's look a little bit into how Booking.com or what Booking.com is doing now. They are keeping the eye open on the room reservation. This is their main business. What's hotel main business? Room reservation. So our core is booking or selling the room. But that doesn't mean that you could not include selling ancillaries as second step in a booking process. We do. Our web booking engine accepts selling ancillary products on hotel side, yeah, as second part. You decided upon a room, you book the room, the rate, and then you can look into the ancillaries that are coming with that rate or possibilities. What we want to do is to push it even further and to offer curated experiences, because each hotel knows his clients mostly. And you cannot offer, from hotel point of view, it's a big difference to have a business 5-star hotel versus city 2-star hotel. And what kind of experiences are you going to recommend? You know your clients, and especially when you have returning clients, or when we are talking about hotel chains that could exchange information. Yeah? We know that I've been traveling and I'm always preferring this chain, and then in my profile they know what I prefer, and they can offer the same for me here in Florence, in Rome, in London, wherever. So we have the possibility of offering in emailing or a Voyager application, yes, in destinations in pre-stay. Not only during the stay, yes, in pre-stay too.
So, but do you think this happening also integrating with companies like the companies we work for?
I know for sure that Viator, I'm not so sure about...
we do that as well.
You do,
yeah.
okay. So I know there is a possibility of exchanging information, so actually API integration with your database. I've seen it in a few cases. I've seen it working. What I see, probably a little further from this point of view, I'll see some better geolocation and guest preferences, integration for your database into the hotel database. But I'm not saying that the marketplace as Viator or Musement will not still offering the same great service. I'm saying that this service can also be used in hotels, in pre-stay, during the stay, and why not maybe post-stay for thinking, or even we have ancillary sale in hotel in post-stay. You want some rememberings, or okay, not like experiences, not like tours and activities, but small shopping experiences.
I have to say that on this, our major difficulties right now with hotels are related to the fact that hotels are not very updated technologically. So, and I also see some issues with the fact that the majority of the bookings right now, at least the digital bookings that hotels receive, are coming from platforms such as Booking. So the OTAs. So don't you see a potential risk for the single hotels in being taken apart by the OTAs for selling ancillaries directly instead of selling the ancillaries by themselves? Because that's the major point. I mean, we're not really able to liaise directly with hotel chains or even single hotels. I mean, we have done some deals, we have done some interesting deals even with hotel chains, but still their lack technologically, and the fact that they are receiving the majority of the bookings from other sources besides their direct booking engine, is a little bit a problem, I think, or at least an issue. Maybe an opportunity, I don't know, but what do you think about it?
There are two different, okay? There are two different parts of this question. First of all, technologically, if the hotels are ready, this is where we step into. This is the technology. These are the product, the software we develop. So we have the property management system on one side. That is the ground, for the hotel to function. And on the other side, we have the software products, our products that are plugged into hotel technology, into the hotel website, into hotel mobile presence. Yeah, I mean, we have a responsive web booking engine. We know a lot of hotels are lacking the technology, a responsive website, though our web booking engine that loads separately can play the role of your hotel's responsive website. So we provide this technology, which actually, and the data are taken inside from the property management system. So we have the software tools helping and the technology to help hotels. The second part of the question was about how to deal with bookings that are coming from OTAs. Okay, so this is firstly from dealing in pre-stay. Yeah, we are talking about pre-stay part. Yeah. And true, most of the OTAs will not disclosure the email recipient of the booker, though there are some. But Expedia complained last year that they are losing 40% of their traffic by tourists or visitors seeing a property on Expedia and then searching for the property on Google and going and shopping directly in hotel experience. So think about not only that, maybe the Booking.com or Expedia or the rest of the OTAs, we are just keeping an eye on that, but the rest of the OTAs too generate the booking. But you also, the guest, it's still the one that will get informed and will search for the property website and will get informed. And if you have there a shopping experience very well placed on your website, it's already there. Or you can capture his attention and getting its email on other ways. That's for pre-stay. And during the stay, that's a fair battleground. You are here, you are my guests. We'll do our best to offer you best experience.
Hey, Ecaterina. Hi.
Hi.
It's Julia. I have a question for you. Just jump into it. My main experience is a meta search, and I agree with you that we should stay focused, of course, in selling the hotel. And one of the main problems for meta search is to reduce the noise and to try to get everything simple, because people have already chosen a date of check-in and check-out. What they just want to do is compare price and book. So, but in the hotel website may work, because it may be the reason why someone is going to do a certain stay, let's say for spa hotel and so on. As a hotel software company, what would you recommend to hotel for the hotel website to sell those ancillaries in the same booking process and risk this skip, and also to lose the booking, or to be in another engine maybe, something which tells clearly what's the intention of that search?
We are talking here about rates, selling rates, and selling rooms. Yeah, it's selling rates or selling packages, which is more suitable for resort hotels, and selling rooms, which is something more for business hotels, in city hotels. And at least from my point of view, our web booking engine can support both package or rates, so having experience, having a room with spa or full day enjoy spa or so on, and supporting selling the room at different rates. Yeah. So it's a matter of hotel knowing best their guests, and it's not something that they have to choose this or this. Is this and this. So at least from our product is able to offer both the packages and the rooms by different rates too.
If one is looking for a room rate, I guess on top is going to be the room rate.
You will have the room rate, and you
going
also
down. So this pop-up can be.
This is more the traditional view between selling the room and selling the package. the new approach is selling the room and selling different other ancillaries, like the spa experience. In the second step, okay, you book the room exactly as you've seen in booking.com checkout page. Yeah, you book the room. Are you okay with that? And now, do you consider other? You may not consider them today, but you already saw them there. And tomorrow or 2 days after, you'll see, oh, I already have the room, and I think that spa will be so great to have it. And then you'll return to the website and add the spa day as addition to your room.
And the ancillary got sold more in that case, so in a second phase, or more in the first phase?
I will personally not recommend to mix up things. I mean, focus on one from the user point of view, from the user experience point of view. You have to stay focused on your main goal. What's the conversion page goal? What do you aim to convert? If you give me, it's a very known experiment. A shop trying to sell 6 types of marmalade, and same shop another few days later trying on an exceptional offer 23 types of marmalade. Which day do you think had better results in selling? The one with 6. Reduce the number of choices.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, it's a good practice of having different rates, but at the moment you offer each room at a different view or a different rate, then somehow you overwhelm the user, the guest.
Yeah. I have another question for anybody, Talkbackers as well. As you heard, Airbnb at the open event 2 weeks ago announced that it's expanding from just guests staying in people's homes into all other sectors of the travel industry, starting with local tours, activities, and experiences. What do you think about that strategy?
It's your field first.
Well, it makes sense, of course. I think Airbnb will focus a lot on the local aspect. So offering activities provided by the host, if I'm not mistaken. It's not...
Well, at least that's what you hope, right?
Of course, that's what I do hope. Yeah, I mean, it makes totally sense because we truly believe that experiences, and you also confirmed, are the things we remember after we travel. And the revenue opportunity is very big because I think I see a big difference with the hotel industry is that pricing is not that important talking about experiences because what we see is that the customers really want to have the best
So as a
experience
follow-up,
possible.
is something happening with tours and activities where, like, all the companies in your space have used professional tour guides, professional operators, activities, like hotels, motels, and then all of a sudden Airbnb comes along and creates this multi-billion-dollar business. Is it possible that tours and activities that's homemade, homegrown, personal, non-professional could get as big as Airbnb?
It's, I guess, in general, that's totally a risk. I mean, this is something that we need to take into consideration because everything is changing. Airbnb already gave us a great lesson, you know, in terms of disruption. What I think, which is very similar to what Serena was saying just now, is the fact that we're talking about, at least right now, 2 different products and 2 different approach.
Right, but what I'm trying to get at is what you said we learned a great lesson. So what is the lesson we learned and what's the professional side of tours and activities doing with the lesson they learned? What's actually happening?
Right now, there is a great opportunity for everyone, and the key is now finding the right segments and to actually provide the right tours and activities for the right segments. So it's not only about destination, it's about what you actually want to do because you are a certain person, because you have a certain passion, because you have a certain interest. And this is the direction that is taking Airbnb with the locals, which is great, and it's fantastic.
What about, Serena, at Viator? Is it any lessons learned being put into action?
Well, what we see is that it's true, like true local experiences are really, really growing and the customers love them. But what we also see is that also these experiences need a lot of professional touch, because I can bring you to a food tour, you know, in my hometown, in Turin, and I bring you there for the cappuccino and there for the pizza. But all of these little pieces needs negotiation with the venues, logistics. I need to know exactly how it takes. So it's not completely true that all the locals can start from tomorrow and give tours. That's what I think. But of course, the personal and local touch are very, very important for the travelers.
Maybe one last question from the talkbackers?
Well, yeah, it's still not very clear to me. Like, what do you suggest to hotels in terms of building their inventory of ancillaries?
I don't see I never said hotels has to build their own inventory of ancillaries. They have their own hotel side inventory, yeah, like in-hotel experiences, yeah, different bars, different teams, different relaxations and so on, maybe sport, depends on the theme of the hotel. But when it comes with in-destination, it's definitely about working with professionals.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ecaterina Paun, Serena Viscovo, and Claudio Bellinzona, thank you all very much.